In other news, the Ashoka pillar in central Delhi's Firozshah Kotla, erected by the Mauryan Emperor Ashoka, originally in Haryana's Ambala area between circa 273 and 236 BC, is showing clear signs of flaking and deterioration. It has been noticed that a huge portion of pillar's inscription have flaked, clearly an irreversible damage. The Ashokan inscriptions on this exceptionally rare pillar are bearing the brunt of the damage, but no one knows yet whether they are being eroded by time. The elements, the human hand, or all three. After the iconic Taj Mahal was left to neglect and allowed to turn yellow, now another piece of our history has met a similar fate. Will the ASI now answer for this monumental neglect?
The Ashoka pillar located in Firozshah Kotla in central Delhi is showing signs of deterioration and flaking. It is indeed a shocking piece of fact that the 2,000-year-old monument, which is protected by the Archaeological Survey of India, of late has started showing signs of flaking and deterioration. The reason behind the same isn't known as of now. When ASI was contacted for more details about this incident, they have stated that appropriate action would be initiated to protect and restore the ancient monument. In Delhi with video journalist Pawan, this is Abhimanyu Sharma for NewsX.
All right, so this, of course, is the latest coming in this story. The Ashoka pillar there, of course, is showing clear signs of flaking and deterioration. This is absolutely shameful, given that this, of course, is a historical structure and clearly one of the pride of our country. It's a pillar that, of course, apart from the great tourist interest, has historical implications as well. The Ashokan inscriptions on this exceptionally rare pillar are bearing the brunt of the damage, but no one knows yet whether they are being eroded by time, elements, the human hand, or all three. Is this pillar being neglected? What's really causing this damage? That's, of course, the big question. Abhimanyu is joining us live with further details on this story. Abhimanyu, this is a matter of great shame. We are seeing this historical Ashoka pillar have, damage on it. And what's the reason of it? What's being told to you?
Well, the reason is yet to be ascertained. Of course, prima facie, when this was brought to light by certain archaeologists, they had indicated that it might be the reason that due to chemical cleaning or due to certain chemical treatment, this might have taken place. But that is something what remains to be seen. That is something which is a matter of investigation on the part of the ASI. But prima facie, it seems that it is due to some chemical treatment which took place, due to which the flaking and deterioration is taking place. And of course, it is extremely shocking and disturbing that the ancient scripts of Brahmi and other ancient scripts which are inscribed on the Ashoka pillar, they have been damaged to a certain extent. Also, they need to be worked upon. They need to be restored to their original glory. It needs to be reminded at this point of time that the Ashoka pillar edict is more than 2 millennia old, and that is the prime reason why it requires extra caution and care while restoring as well as while taking care of it on a regular basis. The ASI has, of course, taken note of it now. Cognizance has been taken on their part. They are doing whatever is necessary, but it remains to be seen till what extent it would be restored to its former glory.
Yes, and then the big question would be, who would answer for this damage being caused to it? Abhimanyu, would it be the ASI? Would it be other authorities? Who's responsible for this?
Well, exactly. That is also something where the buck would stop as far as the damage has been done, and who exactly has been responsible for it. Of course, intact also pose questions in this regard. The ASI has also taken cognizance, and now they would be duly investigating this entire matter, and also it would be looked at whether it was defaced or whether it was whether it deteriorated in due course of weathering. But that seems quite unlikely, as certain archaeologists are of the view that the structure which is already a couple of millennia old, if it has not weathered for several centuries altogether, why did it weather in just a few decades time? So of course that is something that does require due caution, that does require due investigation on the part of the ASI and other relevant authorities in order to book the people whosoever are responsible, and even if there is some negligence on the part of someone, that is something which needs to be probed at the earliest. Apart from that, the prime concern is restoration of the structure to its original glory, because it carries inscriptions in Brahmi and several other scripts. Some of the scripts in which the inscriptions are written are extinct or endangered scripts, so that is something which is extremely valuable and novel at this point of time, which needs to be restored to the former glory, and that will require painstaking work on the part of the archaeologists who would be working on it now.
Right, Abhimanyu. In fact, of course, you visited the site as well. You gave us a ground report earlier from where this pillar is located in Delhi. What is the kind of damage that you're hearing has been sustained to this pillar? Is it that the inscriptions are eroding, or is it that there are chips as well, there are flakes off, and that certain portions have been chipped? What's the kind of nature of the damage to this pillar?
Well, the nature of the damage, prima facie, what seems to the naked eye, what seems to the common person is what we see on the ground. That is something which we are seeing some flakes coming out of the original structures. Of course, we did not find anything lying on the ground at that point of time, but yet there are certain inscriptions which are damaged to a certain extent. It remains to be seen, it remains to be probed whether they were damaged by some human activity or it was a result of natural weathering which took place over the years. Apart from that, there are certain cracks in the structure, there are certain bots in the structure which might have taken place due to some natural phenomena, due to some natural changes of weather and other inclement reasons. But apart from that, the biggest question which has been raised by experts and archaeologists who are not laymen and who are experts in this matter and topics, they have stated that if the structure has survived for several centuries, for more than 2 millennia till now, why has it started experiencing weathering now itself? So that is the biggest question which stands at this point of time, which of course may not be quite comprehensible for the layman, but is certainly a matter of investigation as far as the probing on the part of archaeologists and experts is concerned, given the fact that if the structure did not weather for nearly 1900 or 2000 years, which new developments have taken place which has led to the weathering now? And that is something which will require due investigation and probing by the ASI and other relevant authorities, and it will also be need to investigate it whether there is some certain part of negligence by any authorities or by any caretakers as to why it took place. Even if there are weather or other unnatural reasons behind it, they also need to be brought to light, since there are also indications which are unconfirmed till now. The unconfirmed indications do suggest that some chemical treatment, some chemical reaction might also have taken place which might have damaged the inscriptions. So all these factors, all these facets and aspects need to be investigated and probed threadbare to reach a logical conclusion so as to why the structure has started weathering and flaking like this.
All right. Well, thank you, Abhimanyu, for joining us with all those details on that story.